Okay, disclaimer on this video, because I am so totally not a crier and I'm not an emotional person at all. At least I try not to be. I was much more emotional than I wanted to be, and I am truly feeling positive about this, but I am on a steroid of kinds, and it makes me very emotional. People have noticed it because this is typically not like me. So it's not all doom and gloom. It's all good. Everything will be okay. I just it's the drugs. Okay. Hey there. So anyways, I'm going to start doing Instagram because it's pretty crazy how I always thought maybe one day I'll do it. And now, after getting news that scared the shit out of me, I'm going to do it because I have nothing to lose. And anyway, so I'm going to start because I got gross news about 3 weeks ago, and the great part about that is that it's shocking how many people reach out to you and care, and they're not just they're not just talking crapola. They actually care. And anyway, I haven't been hanging out with people or seeing people for so long, and it was nice to hear from everybody. But everybody had questions because I did post online that I got some bad news. So. Number one question has been, how did you know that you had a tumor? And it's kind of weird because you'd assume I would have had a whole bunch of headaches and it would have came from that, but it didn't at all. So here's how I knew. About 3 weeks ago, everything was fine. I had no headaches. I had nothing. Everything was good. And I was just out here in the kitchen and I was doing some dishes, but everything I picked up, I was just dropping it. Just zero, everything would fall out of my hand. And it felt weak. This left hand felt weak. It felt like I had like carpal tunnel or something. Anyways, still no big deal. Didn't worry about it. And so by the evening, it was still there and it wasn't really getting any better. And being a special needs mom, I got to live forever. So I started kind of freaking out, thinking, well, what if I'm having a stroke? I could be, this could be permanent damage right now. So I said, screw it. And I grabbed Logan and myself and we went to the urgent care just to rule out a stroke, because the more I thought about it, the more I for sure was going to give myself a stroke. So we went to the urgent care. They brought me in right away, which was great. Logan did amazing. Usually he doesn't like waiting, but it's like he knew something was up. So we went in, and this place was a cool one because they had MRI and CT machines. They had everything. So they took me in and they gave me an MRI and a CT, and they were, focusing on just my arm, my shoulder. But when I was in there, I could tell it was taking longer than usual. I could just tell. The guy knew. Anyways, so after the MRI and CT were done, we went back to the room, and Logan was just lying there watching his iPad, and I just could feel it. I knew something was going to come back bad. And the doctor walked in, and he goes, do you have any family nearby? Oh, fuck. I go, no, I don't. Well, do you have anybody? Any family at all in the neighborhood? And I'm like, no, I have nobody. That's why my son is with me right now. My immediate family is in Canada, and the rest of my gigantic family is in Ireland and England. So he's like, oh, okay. So is there anybody you can call right now? Oh my God, dude, just say it. Just say it. So at this point, I'm like, ugh. And he starts talking, and all I could hear was, in between the Charlie Brown womp, womp, womp voice, was a lesion in my brain, and it was big. It was on the right side, and this is the reason that the left side was not working. He kept talking. I stopped listening. All I remember was that I just stood up, and I go, I want to go home. And he said, absolutely. Let me just grab some papers for you, and you can go home. And I said, okay. And the nurse was there, and she was really nice, and she came in, and I was awful, but she came in and she gave me a Post-it note, and it just had her name and her phone number, and she goes like that, and she just walked away, which was super cool. And in a panic, I don't even know what I was thinking, but I just went on my phone and I FaceTimed my sister. And I walked over to the doctor without saying anything, and I just handed him the phone. And he's like, what am I supposed to do with this? What do you want? So he talked to my sister. I grabbed the paperwork from the nurse. I'm helping Logan grab his iPad and everything because we're leaving. And I guess he talked to her. I don't really recall. It's all a blur. And I walked out to the car, you know, freaked out, bawled. Logan stood there and gave me a really big hug, and he said, "Don't cry, Mom. Mom, it's okay. It's okay." Ooh. And anyways, my sister was still on the phone, so we talked while I was driving, and I was freaking out. And I think the scariest part was having to come home. I gotta start this over. Anyways, and probably the scariest part was, you know, she talked to me on the way, and that was okay, but, you know, what is she gonna say? It was awful. And I was coming home, and I had to tell my other son. And I did not want to do that, but I knew I had to. So, you know, that was a gross day, but I said when we were going through it, I said, you know what? We get one day to go, we get one day to act like fools. We get one day to bawl. We get one day to just freak out over this. And then we're not going to freak out because we're going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It always is. I've said this for my whole life. Lots of crappy shit has happened. And in the end, it's always okay. So, yeah. From that point on, we've been having lots of doctor's appointments, lots of tests, lots of everything, and I do believe it's going to be okay. I tell every single doctor before they start talking to me that they need to know that we need to, they're going to explain things to me. It needs to be from the positive point of view. I don't care what we're talking about, but no negativity, because I don't trust myself. I might hang on to that. So they've been all really good with that and kept it very positive. I was like, even at the worst, I just want to know what the best case scenario could be. So that's been good. And the outreach of people that I haven't talked to in forever has been amazing. My sister has been amazing, even though she, you know, isn't here. And that's it.